and welcome back to the Inclusion Revolution here on Eastlink. When we broke, we were just about to talk a little bit about our website, which I think is essential to all of our listeners who are interested in joining the revolution. And that's because the website is really going to be a meeting place for a number of things. Paul, you've been working a lot on this website,
yes.
And I thank you for that, because I've certainly done very little except critique and say I don't like the colors,
right.
Which isn't that helpful. But thank you. But for us, I really see the website as being a key place for all of our listeners to go. Can you tell me some of the features on our website?
Well, the features will have resources, breaking news. It will have archived episodes, previous episodes, so people can go back and.
Because I know you won't want to miss a minute of our show, so thank you for that.
And also, it's going to be a resource guide for people in regards to the topics that were covered. Where can people go find more information? Where can people actually get resources, get in contact with individuals, get in contact with organizations, and really, it should be a combination of income, a combination of information that people can gather, use, and come back to on a weekly basis.
I also like to think of it as a bit of a meeting place, and what I mean by that is I know we've talked about also the fact that we're going to have a poll of the week where we're going to ask relevant questions that are relating to either our subject of that week or perhaps some breaking news that you've identified that we think affects the community of persons with disabilities and frankly our entire community, because I believe any link in the chain has to be strong for the entire chain to work. So that said, I believe that's universally important. In addition to the weekly poll, I know we're going to have details on upcoming episodes.
Correct.
And we're going to talk about that in a minute, some of the upcoming episodes, because I want to keep you guys engaged. So we're going to tell you a little bit about what's coming up. In addition, I understand that also our website is going to have that breaking news section where all of the news that you're talking about, you're going to be able to go in and find more about.
Yes.
And what's really important to me, and that is our links and partnerships. Because I know that the Inclusion Revolution is closely linked to Reachability here in Halifax, an agency that supports persons with all types of disabilities, the term being cross-disability, of course. And additionally, our partner IDEA, Independent Disability Education Associates, who specializes in disability awareness training across Canada. Additionally, I know that the Reachability, for instance, link page, which I was really impressed with, is one that we're sending all of our listeners to. And these links, listeners, are going to take you to all kinds of agencies, supports, and resources that touch on all aspects of life as persons with disabilities. So do look at the links page and take some time and realize that if we've partnered with someone, it's because we believe they've got something to offer our listeners and our viewers here and across Canada. So really look to our website again, inclusionrevolution.com. And if you want to send us a letter, I'm going to give you Paul's email, because I never read anything anyway. I have too many emails, I've got to be honest. But Paul's going to be happy to hear from you at info, I-N-F-O,
yes,
at Inclusion Revolution if you have any ideas or thoughts for future shows. Because some of the shows we've got, I think, are great. But let's hear from Paul what some of those upcoming shows are.
A very exciting show that's coming up is called Business for Tomorrow. And maybe you can give us a little bit more information on that?
Probably because it's my baby. Now, Business for Tomorrow is actually a conference that Reachability here in Halifax is spearheading with a number of business partners from across the community, as well as human resource associations, tourism associations. And the goal of this is to bring together the employers, decision makers, human resource managers, the people who need to know more about the ease of accommodation and inclusion of persons with disabilities. We're going to be having, in addition to a discussion on hiring and retaining strategies, a lawyer talking about the duty to accommodate. But oftentimes when lawyers come in and talk to duty to accommodate, it's on how difficult it is and how to get out of it. I'm thrilled to be bringing a lawyer who's going to talk about it's not that difficult and this is how it can work for you as an employer.
Excellent.
In addition, the Business for Tomorrow conference, which by the way is March 30th on Monday at the World Trade and Convention Center, and people can certainly find out more about that at design, D-E-S-I-G-N, at reachability.org, because they're hosting the entire event. But we're also going to be really excited to bring in someone to talk about accommodation. What does it mean in the workplace? Where can you get grants and funding and supports? And in addition, it's just going to be a great day. I'm going to be honest. Oh, and there's food, so I love that. So if you want information, as it is a limited number of seating available for this conference, do get in touch with Reachability at Design, or feel free to talk to Paul at info@inclusionrevolution.com. Now, I know there's a number of other episodes coming up, but can you tell me about next week's episode, our first one?
Our first one will be on self-advocacy with Dr. Bruce Mills.
Now, I warn everybody, Dr. Bruce Mills is a man of opinion. In addition to being a person with disability and a leader in issues around chronic pain and disability in this country, he's also a published composer. And Dr. Mills is going to be on, and he's going to ruffle a few feathers. But I think Inclusion Revolution is going to have a habit of doing that. Now, again, I want to tell all of our viewers today that in the future, at the end of every episode, you're going to have the medical breakthrough news, which you're going to see online. You're going to have a weekly poll, which we hope you'll come online and respond to. You're going to be able to get in touch with Paul at info@inclusionrevolution.com with all kinds of ideas for future episodes. And for the next 12 weeks, we're going to be bringing you some really fresh, new ways of looking at inclusion. And that's why we are the Inclusion Revolution. So for this week, we wanted to just really say hi, introduce ourselves, and let you know what's coming down the pipe and where to find us. So once again, we look forward to seeing you Monday nights at 9 here on Eastlink, Sunday nights at 8 in repeat. Obviously, we all have those lovely Eastlink VCR, DVR things. Tape us. Remember that both Paul Goulet and Tova Sherman are going to be here next week, along with our guest, Dr. Bruce Mills. And we encourage you to join us on the Inclusion Revolution here on Eastlink Television and to check out our website at inclusionrevolution.com. For our very first episode, I thank you for listening, and I hope you'll be back next week with Inclusion Revolution. Bye-bye for now.
Good night.